Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and I am a drone pilot, so I have a drone right here that I'm going to do a full review on today, right now, right here. Watch this. So this is called the Fimi X8 Mini version 2. Now, if in the last 2 years, at any point you bought yourself version 1, and you're looking at version 2 and going, they kind of look the same. The body is identical. The only way you can tell a difference by looking at the drone is to check on the bottom. There's a manufacturer's date. This is 2021 and this is 2023. So what's different in version 2? First off, there's a new processor in here, a new chip. So the AI is much more advanced, especially during the tracking you're going to see in this video. It can recognize many objects around you and allow you to select whatever object you wish. Of course, the camera's been updated. It's got a larger sensor, a larger field of view, but it still only records in 4K 30 frames per second. So if you're looking for a 4K 60 frames per second drone, this is not it. And because the camera has been updated, that means that when you record video, the bit rate's a bit higher than it was before. For photos, it still only takes 12 megapixel photos. Out of the box, when you get this in this tiny little box, it comes with a battery that's going to give you 37 minutes of flight time and a range of 9 kilometers, which is 5.5 miles. Also, the GPS has been updated, and I will say it works great because as soon as I power this on, it pretty much gets the GPS signal instantly. Since everybody loves camera zooms, there is a digital zoom in this, and I'll show you it in this video. And before we get into my review, let me just say there is no obstacle avoidance in this little drone. But it does have tracking, and it does have the ability to fly the drone, I'm looking over here, with the remote and your phone in it. Or if you forget the remote and you just have your phone, you can fly this with just your phone. There's a little switch on the back that you can switch to Wi-Fi or to remote. All right, enough talking, let's get on with the review. All right, this is the first flight of the Fimi, and the first thing I want to check out is the active track, because a little drone like this, for the price it sells for, has active track, and that's what a lot of people are going to buy it for. Has an upgraded processor inside. I can already tell you that if you turn this drone on indoors and you let it sit for quite a while, it's going to get hot and eventually it's going to overheat and tell you it's overheating, so you're going to have to turn it off and let it cool. But outdoors, not a problem. So I'm going to take it up and down my street, walking around, and we'll see how well it does. Here we go. All right, I got the Fimi down there. Let's take it on up. Going up. I do find this captures satellites really fast. So if you're in an area where tall buildings are all around you, it gets satellites no problem. You're probably wondering, how does it hover? We have a little bit of wind. Let's just see here. I'll just walk around it. There you go. That's how it hovers. Stable. It's pretty stable as far as I can tell. All right, let's try the active track. Now, if you're looking at the video and finding the colors are oversaturated, that's because I notice I have it on vivid mode, so it's oversaturating the colors. I'll take that off the next time I fly, but for now I'll leave it on. Okay, my phone record screen is on. I'm going to hit down in the bottom right. There's like a little monkey head, I call it. Click on that. I want to go to Smart Track, and I'm going to go to Trace, which means follow me from the front or the back. And there we go. It says drag a rectangle, do the normal stuff. I can see this is updated. Take a look at me. For some reason it's pointing at my crotch with a bullseye, but look at the car over there. It's got a bullseye on it too, and the car's in the back. So the AI on this has been improved. It never was able to recognize vehicles and people and other objects. It could only recognize pretty much people, I think. So this is supposed to recognize people, dogs, cats, everything. Here we go. So on the right, bottom right, it says Trace, and now it should follow me. All right, so I'll walk on this side of the street. And I'm not going to do this all day. I'm going to go this way. There it is up there. I do have backwards tracking enabled, so it's going to go into that tree if I keep walking. So it won't rotate around this tight area. So I have to do one of these things. I have to fool it. Let's see if it does this, because it always wants to follow from the back. So let's see if it gets behind me. Walk straight across the road. There we go. And then I'll fool it again, and then I'll walk straight this way. There we go. That made it work. So what was happening was that I was walking towards it and making my tight corner, so it wants to go backwards, obviously. And it goes backwards into people's houses or trees. All right, so even shows the H for where home is, although I don't think it has it right, because this is the home over here. It thinks home is over there, according to my phone screen. All right, I'm at my local beach, and I'll show you a few more modes. I have to be careful here because there's an awful lot of people on the beach. Maybe you can't see it, but my hat cam can pick them all up. And because of that, I have to be extremely careful with the modes I do on here, so I can only show you a few. I've also changed the video mode back to general, so it's no longer on vivid mode. When we jump back to being back in my neighborhood, that's back on vivid mode, color saturation. So here we go. Let me show you a few more things. I'm going to bring the drone away up in the sky. I'm going to show you the other Smart Tracks profile. I didn't show you that one. just draw a little square around me and hit the go button. And profile just means the drone's up there. If I walk this way, it should follow me from the side. So it doesn't go in front of me and it doesn't go behind me. It just goes on the side of me. So that's pretty good if you're driving in a car or something and you want it to track you from the side. Or if you're riding a bicycle or something like that. All right, so that's that mode. Then the next one on my screen is lock mode. You can see it over on the left. I'm going out of profile. I'm going to go into lock. So in lock mode, the drone is fixed. It will not move, but I can move. And no matter where I move, the camera will follow me. But if I move too far away, well then obviously the drone will stay there and I'll be out of range. But it does have a cool other feature that you can do, which is orbit mode right here. You can see it at the bottom. I'm just going to go, I don't know, really fast here. 1.4, and there she goes. So now it will orbit me as I'm doing things. So even if I'm walking around, it will just continue to orbit me here as I'm moving around and doing stuff. So you have that mode. All right, so we're gonna hop out of that. That's all the trace functions. They're pretty cool. Just remember there's no obstacle avoidance on this drone. Okay, next thing I want to try is normal mode and sport mode. So I'm going full blast forward. This is normal mode. It's pretty fast. You can see the garbage man is coming to pick up the recycling and garbage. So that is normal mode. I'll go to the end of the houses here. All right, that's the top speed. There we go. Garbage truck's almost at my place. There we go. Morning.
Morning.
Sorry about all the cardboard. See, all that cardboard right there is from all my review products, so it piles up quite a bit. All right, so back to the drone. You can see here we have a sport mode on my screen. I'm going to turn it on. And here goes sport mode. Full speed. So sport mode's pretty fast. I see it adjusts the gimbal slightly. So there we go. And of course put the brakes on so I don't crash into anything. And there we go, back up. Going backwards in sport mode, full speed. I should take it up because there's trees back there. There we go, let's go way up. Way up. So in sport mode, look at that. It really goes up high in the sky. Pretty darn quick. Look at that. Whoa! Okay, let me just take a photo of what you see there. I'm going to put it on photo mode. Snap a photo. You can also see on my screen that you can also do time lapse. So if I left it in the air for like 5 minutes, objects moving on the ground would be in a time lapse format, but you'll burn up the battery pretty quick doing that. Since we have it up there, let me switch this to zoom mode. There, video zoom, so I'll turn that on. And it tells you that if you go into video zoom, I'm gonna reduce my resolution to 4K, but only 25 frames per second. Not sure why, I guess it's a processor issue. So anyways, I've done that. At the bottom of my screen, it says 4K 25. So it goes 12 times zoom. And if I come all the way out, that was our image. And if I go back in, it's like that. So you'd have to pick, it's a digital zoom. So I'm not really sure. Let's see. Now I don't know if it does it while recording, and I don't know if it records that. So let me just put the record on. Yeah, so it does. It looks like it does it at recording too. So I don't know how many people will use this type of zoom because it is a digital zoom. So yeah, it's not the greatest, but I guess if you had to look really close at your neighbors, there you go. You can get pretty darn close. So let's hop out of that. Okay, and the next thing I want to try really quick is the return to home. Let's see how good the precision return to home is. I do have it turned on, so I'm pressing this. Should hear some beeps. It's going to come back. It's still way up in the sky. It's over there someplace. So to come back this way, should land down here. I'll stay out of the way of the landing pad so it doesn't land on me. It's taken over the camera. It's showing the H over on the curb of the road. Even though there's a big yellow square there, it is not finding the landing pad. Nope. So even though they've improved a lot of things, the landing pad detection for accurate landing doesn't seem to be improved. It didn't work well before, and I don't think it works well right now. So we can see me as it's coming down, and well, at least it's landing on the driveway. There it is back there, coming down. Actually, oh, it found the landing pad. Oh my God, I take back everything I said. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty good. So as it came down and got closer and closer, then it found the landing pad. So it kept on looking for it. So, you know, I guess I should wait before saying certain things. It did well. All right, looking at my screen, there are waypoints, but we can't do waypoints because once again, I'm at the beach and I don't want this drone going autonomously where I have no control over it. Waypoints are when you select points on a map and you have the drone go to them. And out here with all these people around, that would not be wise. Tap to fly, let me bring it down. Tap to fly, I could show you really low to the ground. All right, tap to fly is something people use. It's basically tapping on a map. So I'm gonna select tap to fly. There we go. And then it shows me a picture of the beach. I'm gonna zoom out a bit. Zoom out, and I'm going to tap in front of me over here. It says about 5 meters away. That's good. Now I'm going to say go. I want it to fly at 3 meters per second. That's it. It's going to fly by itself. I'm not going to touch any controls. It takes a few seconds. It will start going, and as it goes, I can yaw it from left to right as it's going. Orbit and spiral mode. So you have orbit and spiral on here. Something very important to tell you. Let me get in front of the camera. Okay, very important. Orbit and spiral will record at 4K 30 frames per second. So if you want high quality video, use orbit and spiral. However, if you just want really fast video that you can send away to friends by email, social media, use the Quickshots. It will do exactly the same thing, but only at 1080p. That's the difference. You can see the drone is really getting affected by the wind. It's very windy out here on the beach, obviously, and it's bouncing around a little bit, but it seems to be staying there. Next we go down, we have cinematic mode. You can see it on my phone. Cinematic mode just turns off the brake function on here. So when you're flying fast and you go to take a corner or let go of the throttle, it doesn't dip really fast like this, it dips slower. That's all that is. Tripod mode is my favorite. Go down, I'll show you tripod mode really quick. So the drone's right in front of me. The record's on. I'm gonna go full blast forward and watch how fast it goes. It goes walking speed. That's full blast. Look at it. So this is why tripod mode is very cinematic for people doing videos. Especially if you're going low to the ground or something. It can look pretty cool because it's so slow, and the joystick, it doesn't matter how much you move it, you can really get the drone going super slow. Course lock just means that when you move the drone forward, if you set course lock to this direction and I move the joystick forward, it's not going to go that way, it's going to go in the direction I set the course lock. It's an old thing that we used to use in the DJI days. Next one is fixed wing. Fixed wing is like flying a plane. This will fly through the air, but as it takes a corner, it's going to angle like side to side like this. So I'm not going to show you that. SAR is search and rescue. That one a lot of people find interesting because not too many drones have it. So let me click on SAR. If you look above me on my cell phone up here, there we go. There's my latitude, longitude. Say you located me and say you're like, all right, I found them. And you can also look on a map. I just have to find the map button here. There we go. It should show me on the map when I go into map. There we go. Shows me as well on the map, longitude, latitude. So that's SAR. And also on SAR, there's usually a zoom control over on the left. It's always on all the Fimi drones. So if I go like this, there we go. Now I'm zooming into the lifeguard, I think. I don't know. Anyways, there we are. So I think I just went through all the flight modes that are on here, the intelligent flight modes. So let me show you the Quickshots really quick. The Quickshots are just like on a DJI drone. They record in very low resolution. They're made so you can send the video by social media. So if I click on the video camera, there we go. And if I look over here at the bottom on the right hand side, I've got Quickshots, and there they all are. So let's do the most common one everybody does. I'll do droney because there's nobody behind me. I'm gonna say only go out 20 meters, droney. Okay, so now I have to select me. I'm gonna bring the camera down on me. There we are. Draw a rectangle around me, and I should be able to hit the go button, and it should automatically record. Oh, flight height is too low. Okay, I'm gonna go up a bit. And it should automatically record in low resolution. There we go, 3, 2, 1. It's just gonna go backwards. So there we go. It's recording itself in really low 1080p resolution. And it goes back to the 20 meters I set it at. And I believe it comes back to me when it's all done. So I'm watching it go up, wasting some time here. Everybody go get some popcorn. So that means it's finished. Oh, it is coming back to me, so that's nice. So in all these quick shots, the drone will always come back to you so that you can give it another command for another quick shot. So the quick shots we already saw are droney. That's where it goes back. Then you have soaring, where you can make the drone go above you and up so it gets a full perspective below. Has orbit, which is like the other ones, and the spiral is there. That's why I mentioned if you want low resolution, use these ones. If you're going to send the videos off by social media, if you want high res, use the other ones. And it has drifting flight. Drifting flight is like a hyperlapse, but a really bad one. It takes a picture, a picture, a picture, a picture, sticks it all together to make a smooth video, but it doesn't look that good. Then on my screen here, we got Panorama. I'm also doing Panorama since I'm out here and get everybody who's at the beach. So let me take this up. So there's people down there moving and everything. I'm gonna pick Panorama and I'll pick horizontal. And that's pretty much it. And then we just say go. Start taking the photos, 3, 2, 1. It will tell me how many photos it's gonna take. On the screen it says 1 of 7, so it's gonna take 7 photos. And while it's doing this, it sets the lighting for all of them so that all of them match in lighting. And then we'll have our panorama at the end. I don't know if it stitches it together for me or I have to do it. I'll write below the picture if I had to do it or it did it for me. And the last thing I'll show you, I'll take the drone away up so I don't bother anybody, and I'll just show you where I am. So here we go. You can see I'm at my beach. You can see the horizon. I'm flying in normal speed. And I'm recording in general color. So in other words, this is not vivid color. And there's the beach. I'm just coming around. I see a little bit of horizon gimbal tilt. Do you see it? The horizon's a little wonky. Could be because of the wind. Not really sure. Let's see if it sorts itself out. Coming to the water. We're gonna go right around. I'm just doing a big circle here. And you can see boats out in the water. And I'll bring it back. I do find the camera on here is pretty good for the price, but it's definitely not a DJI camera. There we go, back at the beach. And the people are down there. So you can see the horizon tilt has sorted itself out. Could have been just the wind blowing too hard on the drone, causing it to tilt away too much. And there we go. Coming back to me. I will tell you my iPhone is overheating in the sun. The screen has almost gone black. Cool thing I do like on here is that even if you lose your drone, like orientation looking at the screen, just look for that yellow H. It always points to where home is. I cannot do a range test, so if you want to see a range test on this drone, you'll have to go watch another channel. I'm in Canada and it's illegal for us to do range tests, fly far, especially in populated areas. It's illegal, you can't do it.
And now let me show you what comes in the box if you buy this drone. First off, this is the box the drone comes in. Secondly, when you open the box, you'll see the drone and find the accessories. Up front, you have the 4K camera on a 3-axis gimbal. On the rear, you'll find the Wi-Fi switch in case you want to fly this only using your cell phone. Next, you have the bay where you're going to place your micro SD card to record your video and photos. Below that, you have your USB data port. The battery fits in the rear, and this is the battery charge port. The battery included with the drone is a 3100 milliamp hour lithium ion battery that will give you 37 minutes of flight time. On the bottom of the drone, you'll find the power button, optical flow, and landing assist sensor. The Fimi is small enough to fit in your pocket and can be unfolded before flight. Please note that there is no obstacle avoidance on this drone. Here we have the includer remote. The joysticks are stored in the forward section and screwed into place before use. Most large cell phones can easily fit in this remote. On the left front, you'll find the power button, and on the right, you'll find the return to home button. The antennas are foldable and movable. Buttons on the rear include take a photo, take a video, and move the gimbal up and down. This USB port is for charging the controller as well as connecting to your cell phone. For accessories, you receive spare props and hardware. Also included are 3 types of cables to connect to any cell phone. A USB cable for charging the remote or the batteries is included. A micro Phillips screwdriver is also included, as well as a user's manual. Without a battery, the drone weighs 159 grams. However, you have a choice of 2 batteries. If you use the 2200 mAh LiPo battery, you get 30 minutes of flight time and the drone weighs under 250 grams. However, if you use the 3100 mAh LiPo battery, certainly you'll get 37 minutes of flight time, but the drone weighs over 250 grams. And now, how does this camera perform at night? Well, it is a budget drone, so don't expect great results, but you know the nighttime images aren't that bad. You can check them out here. This was 10 o'clock p.m. at my place. It was rather dark outside. You can see the video quality does not have a lot of noise in it, which is a good thing. The only thing that's missing is the camera has difficulty focusing because the shutter has to move so slow because there's so little light. Alright, so back to me. Now this drone does come in white, and according to the box it comes in orange, but I've never seen the orange one, so if you can get your hands on the orange one, might be a collector's edition. And you're wondering, what are my final thoughts on this drone? Well, for the price, it's pretty darn good. You get an awful lot of features, but that's what Fimi does. Fimi is one of these companies that will take a drone that gives you everything you need, that works well, squish in everything, even the kitchen sink, and you get a lot of features so that if you buy the drone, you're not going to run out of ideas how to use it the first day. You're going to discover new things for days and days and days on end because it can do many cool things and you can get different types of videos. So for that fact, it's different than what else is on the market, so it's pretty darn decent. But only you can decide if this is the drone for you based on your budget and based on your needs. Why do you really want a drone? Well, if this checks off all the boxes, then this might be the drone for you at the price it's selling for. Alright guys, if you have questions on this drone, just post them below and I'll get back to you. And if you would like to buy the Fimi, I will put the link to the website where it's located. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in future videos with many more reviews. Until then, I say bye!